don't know what to say here, folks. This is one of those bands that I actually have to sit back and think, wow, are we really at the end of music as we know it?
Now I know I've been trying to tone down this whole, God, I hate this stuff, but I seriously don't know what to say here.
Let's just get right into it. Ladies and gentlemen, 303.
The sun is so hot, the drinks are so cold, your clothes just fall off as the day.
This is one of those bands, and I use the term so loosely here, that I have to wonder just what happened. Two Abercrombie and Fitch wearing frat boy rejects decide they want to make a band. Now I know a lot of people want to point out Rebecca Black and say that she's proof alone that anyone can make a record and become famous, but I firmly believe that these two morons are what you should really look at. Starting in 2004, Nate Moat and Sean Foreman started out playing to their small town of Boulder, Colorado. The name itself comes from the area code of Boulder, Colorado itself. They both started playing slowly around towns in their college parties, because that's all they really were known for, being college guys. The band released their first self-titled album in 2007 on their own, right before signing with Photo Finish Records just a few months later. Once signed, they released a second record within a few months and released it within a year after the first album's release.
Now, the normal flow of an album release goes something along the lines of this.
The band works on an album, releases it and tours for a year, takes off for the road for another year to take time off before going back into the studio for another year to work on the album before finally releasing and touring for the final year to promote said album.
Now, you can look at the album being released within a year of each other as either one of two ways. Either it's incredibly cheap and lazy, or it's a creation standpoint and it just took a lot less time to actually produce said album. For this, we have to look at 303 in the same vein that we would do for two other mainstream electro artists, Daft Punk and Deadmau5. Now, a quick little side note to this, I'm not actually looking at it by talent-wise, just by production standpoint. So before the fanboys start screaming at me saying that I told that they're the same band, I'm not. Let's continue.
Now, Deadmau5 is an electro artist slash DJ that became a huge hit in the underground Toronto club scene. Since his appearance in the more mainstream release, Deadmau5 has made a habit of producing an album on an annual standpoint. For every year he has been in the mainstream, he has released an album. This is due to the fact that almost every album and song Deadmau5 has recorded was an instrumental and needed only to be done by his computer to make the beats. So even while touring countlessly, he is still able to pump out new albums just by logging onto his computer. Now, from the other spectrum of this comparison, Daft Punk, a French electro duo, have been producing electronic music for over 14 years. In this time, the duo has made some more hard beats and also vocals, which required a full studio for recording. Because of this, the albums came out in a more old-fashioned, traditional timed manner.
So we take all of this information that we have learned about 303 and Daft Punk and Deadmau5, and we try to look at it. Now, seeing as 303 does have an electronic feel to it, it should be something more along the lines of, well, Deadmau5. But they also do have vocals. So it's a Daft Punk kind of thing. So they should really be going on a traditional 4-year spike. And this all becomes incredibly useless and a waste of my time and yours when we find out that the next album was released 2 years later. I say lazy. Your thoughts?
Now, the band got its claim to fame thanks to the song Don't Trust Me off the second album, What? It's in the video that we see. Apparently, the band is a global virus that will wipe out the world.
What? That's not what it is? Hang on. Huh. Oh, okay then. Let's continue.
So they are then referred to as two male models and...
Yeah, this can't just be me, can it? They're basically saying that they're a plague on music. I'm not alone here, right?
As for the song itself, meh, it's a generic pop song with one really good line.
You tell your boyfriend if he says he's got beef that I'm a vegetarian and I ain't fucking scared of him.
That song and that specific line cracks me up every time. It, however, is completely useless, considering you can't say fuck on the radio thanks to FCC standards. So what? Song probably didn't get that much play, did it? They probably got no real exposure to the mainstream audience. Oh, fuck this world standard of music. How the hell does this sort of thing happen? You know what? I'll tell you how this happens. People request a song to hear it on the radio, and then they jokingly say the fuck word when it comes up that has to be bleeped, just so that they can get past the FCC standards because they're edgy and awesome. Ugh, pisses me off because now you're punishing good artists out there. Following the success of their first single, they released Starstruck with Katy Perry. Now I find it fitting that Katy Perry is on this song for one specific reason. Both Katy Perry and 303 are from that "where the fuck did I go wrong with my life" part. You see, when 303 actually first got together as a band, they were in college to be medical school, meaning they were actually going to be doctors. So they went from being this
Come on.
to this.
Bruises cover your arms, shaking in the fingers with a bottle in your palm.
Charming.
Though, to be fair, at least they are following their passion in life. The same can't be said for people like Katy Perry, who only want to be a star and don't care what they have to do to get it. Revamp your entire career? Sure! Take out all of your beliefs? No problem. Alienate your life and hard work and your friends and family? Sounds like a plan to me.
God, how does it get any worse than these assholes?
My first kiss went a little like this, and twist, and twist.
Ah! Kill him fire!
Much better. Moving on. What the fuck?
Seriously, why did they get together? I mean, if I could pick two people in this world that shouldn't get together and work on music, it'd be these people. And what's worse, they didn't do it just once, but twice. Our only hope is that they don't do something stupid like reproduce and create other crappy musically declined children.
And that's all I got, folks. I can't sit here anymore and do this. I'll see you guys next week. Later.